Look at how old this bridge is. This is like, legitimately, they just cut down some trees and nailed them together.
Yeah, this is what you call an oaf bridge. And that's a technical term, which means old as fuck. Here we are. We're on the Beltline unfinished part, adjacent to Piedmont Park. Would you say it's adjacent? Is that right?
No.
Would you say it's tangential? Or is it sign to?
It's right by that golf course.
Yeah. There is a golf course close to us. However, I don't feel like it's well known what golf course that is to the listener. And actually, sitting underneath this bridge next to this small body of water, I'm reminded, one, of being in Japan, but also I feel like this would be a good place to find a body.
Well,
like in all this debris and shit. Yeah. Just like pieces.
It's almost kind of like Louisiana-esque, because this is a culvert.
Ah.
It's very, and not with all the debris, it seems like maybe like a post-storm kind of, like southern Louisiana, maybe Mississippi type of situation.
Yeah, and it looks like all this stuff was collected with the water going this way.
Yeah.
Towards the culvert, or whatever you say.
That's the culvert, yeah.
Which is interesting, because if I were looking at this just stationarily, I would think that the water would be flowing the opposite direction, just for no real reason. But I think this water actually might be I think this flows into the Chattahoochee. I think this is Peachtree Battle Creek or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. If Angel was here, he could tell us.
Yeah.
Not only what it was, but like the chemical composition and how it's different.
A bummer.
Yeah, too bad. I would be interested in hearing Angel's answers to these questions.
Yeah.
It'd be a good perspective.
You should do this with him for Jesus Charlie.
A sub-podcast. Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
It could be like a baby pod, like a cereal, baby cereal.
We could call it Angel Love.
That's, I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
Are you cold?
No, I feel really good sitting here right now. And I'm also kind of looking around for turtles, because I heard a bunch of them jump in when we came down here.
What reminds you of Japan about this place?
There was this river I used to walk on, and actually since I re-released Molt, I talk about it a lot, the Asakawa River. Uh-huh. And that river connected to the Kawaguchi Kawa, which was the river mouth river, literal translation. And so I used to walk along the rivers a lot, and there were a lot of culverts in Japan as well. Like, I never thought about Japan being a place with a lot of water, but it seemed like they have a lot of water.
Yeah.
I guess since they're like close to the ocean or something.
Maybe.
But, yeah, there was like water everywhere in Hachioji where I was staying. And so I just remember being close. Like, I would always usually go for nighttime walks. Now I'm getting really nostalgic after dinner, because I would like eat too much. And I would just walk, and I would be like all alone on this path, and I would just feel like really, really good. Like sort of a good loneliness kind of thing. Like really feeling alone, but like being happy to be where I was.
Were you blissful?
Yeah, I would say so.
That's nice.
And I remember I would pee under bridges. That's the part that I actually remember. This is like the path would intersect bridges like this, and it would run underneath them. And usually, since I had just eaten, by the time I got to, I don't know, maybe the 3 or 4 mile mark, I'd be like having to really pee, and I would just pee under the bridge, and I'd feel like such like a bad foreigner, like not respecting the stuff. I didn't care, but I felt like if I got caught peeing, people would be like, they're already very jingoistic, and they hate people from other countries. And so if I was caught peeing like I don't know, a ne'er-do-well or some sort of like bastard, I would have been like shunned by whoever caught me.
Well, I'm glad that you're getting to relive that feeling right now.
Yeah. I have pictures of me peeing too.
Oh, yeah?
Well, the aftermath. Because, you remember like in Guantanamo Bay when they dressed up some of the prisoners and they looked like KKK members? Like they had like sheets and they were like standing. I peed once under a bridge and it was at an angle, and I peed in this weird way, and it looked like a silhouette of those Guantanamo Bay ghosts. So I was like, that's fucking weird. I gotta take a picture of that.
Well, at least it didn't look like the people that they had put dog collars on, and
that would have taken a lot more skill with my urination.
Yeah, I'm sure you can get there though with your urine art.
Truth be told, I've been trying, and it's just so far no amount of practice has really been giving me exactly what I'm wanting.
Yeah.
But I think you described this bridge well. It does look like something almost out of like Lord of the Rings. Just like you hired trolls to rip trees, just whole trees out of the ground, and then.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of surprising even that there's concrete involved. Maybe that was put in after or something.
I mean, this thing is not stable.
No.
Like, just looking at it.
It looks like a piece of shit.
This is not a good piece of infrastructure, that's for sure.
And it definitely looks like it's been through the ringer and missing pieces.
Yeah, there's like metal
That's broken right there.
And
Yeah.
like the wood is splitting up there.
Yeah.
Like, I think it hasn't fallen down just like because of sheer luck at this point.
Yeah, and probably because it's like, if the train was still running above it,
yeah.
I'm sure it would just like tumble. That would be awful. But yeah, looking at even at the bolts and stuff, like they all look like they're like handmade or something. Like there was no same kind of industrialization.
Very old.
Yeah. I guess it could be like 150 years old maybe.
Yeah, I mean the wood looks like it's hand milled. Like
yeah, totally. All of it does.
Kind
yeah.
of like you can just see where they like ran it through the saw.
Yeah, it's not uniform. It doesn't have that like what we've come to expect. Like if you go to Best Buy, like every Toshiba is going to look the same, and every beam of wood too. But this is almost like going back in time, seeing how people used to be so imprecise.
Yeah, I mean obviously it worked.
It did. Yeah, I guess we're like overkilling it these days. It doesn't have to be so pretty. Although it does kind of look like a Frankenstein. Like that little board down there, that's like, it was like added after the fact probably.
Yeah, they're like, let's just one more for safe measure.
Yeah, we got this extra piece. Might as well just like throw it on there. Careful. We're sitting on movable rocks. This is, again, you talk about going back in time, sitting on rocks. What are you talking about, Willis?
So today is Sunday.
Yes, good call.
The 10th?
The 8th, actually.
The 8th.
So yeah,
okay.
Unless you're coming from the future.
Maybe I did.
Ba-doom, boom. And it's like 118? Mm-hmm. 119?
2:18.
What? Oh, shit, I didn't... Oh, yeah, so the time changed last night.
Yeah.
Let's,
Oh, I took a picture of the fire. Do you want to see it?
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and fix this watch.
This is out my bedroom window.
Oh, wow. That looks really... Oh, my God.
It was massive. I wasn't lying. It was a gigantic fire.
Yeah, why don't you just quickly retell that story? Because the time changed last night, and I was like... So, when I saw Lindsay, I was like, did you feel that extra hour being stolen away? And you said...
Yes.
End of story.
So, I woke up last night, I felt like something was really, really wrong. And so I woke up kind of sat bolted up.
Yeah.
And I realized what I was smelling was smoke. And I thought our house was on fire. So I got up and I ran to the kitchen and everything was fine.
Yeah.
And I went and I went out on the patio of our apartment and looked to see if another apartment was on fire.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. And then I heard the sirens, and there was all the windows in our house. It was a weird I don't know, almost like a jukebox. Everything was just pounding red. Because there are so many windows that face the street, and there were 5 fire trucks lined up on that back road behind our house. And then I looked out the bedroom window, and all of North was just completely full of fire trucks and ambulances and cop cars. And
did Viraj sleep through all this?
I woke him up.
Okay.
And I was like, something is wrong, dude. He was like, do you want to go outside and see what's going on? And I was like, I don't know. I feel like that would be kind of rude. And then he just went and got back and sleep. And I went back to sleep. And I kept talking to him about it. I was like, oh my God, that tree's going to catch on fire. I was telling him everything that I could see. And he was just like, yeah. And he just went back to sleep. But I thought it was fascinating.
Yeah. You don't see that every day.
Yeah. The abandoned apartment building next to ours had caught on fire. I was thinking maybe like maybe somebody was trying to cook drugs, or like somebody like was like staying there illegally and like fell asleep with a cigarette.
Right.
And their like little mattress caught on fire or something.
Yeah.
And it just went up.
We should check the news, because I bet...
I've been checking the news. There's nothing about it.
Not yet. Well, maybe not at all.
But how could they not? I mean, it was like North was shut down.
Did you check like WSB.com and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, I would think they'd be the only ones to really report about specifics. Maybe it was like a corrupt thing. Maybe Kasim Reed owns that complex and he wanted the insurance money.
Well, I recently, last night when I couldn't go to sleep, I kept Googling like Fire Atlanta. And have you read about the fire chief that got fired?
For the book he wrote?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's like anti-gay sentiments or something like that.
Yeah. And he basically called gay men and women pedophiles.
Oh, really?
And said that they practiced bestiality, or like compared it to bestiality.
Wow.
Which, you know, like in my mind, probably like shouldn't be like leading a huge band of men and women. If you feel that way, but it's like a federal, like he filed like a federal case, I guess.
Well, that is kind of, I mean, in terms of objective legal gray area, especially based on the stuff you and I were talking about last week when we met with Viraj and Ali, like, it seems like he probably does have a legitimate case, because I know that he wrote that book, like, on his own time. Well, I shouldn't say I know that, but I heard some arguments against him being fired, and it does seem like he might have a case, because it's not like...
no doubt.
Yeah.
It's just not right that he has a case. You know what I mean?
Ethically,
I just feel like if you are like the figurehead of something so big as like the Atlanta Fire Department.
Yeah.
If you have those, like I understand like freedom of speech. However, like there's like a point where it's just not elegant or right to say things such as that. Like, it's fine if you believe them, and I understand that you have a right to say them, but you just shouldn't, because there are no doubt lesbians and gay men who work for him.
No, for sure.
And that's not, it's already such like a machismo filled, you know, like, it's like a very like manly man kind of job to do.
Yeah.
So I just don't feel like that would facilitate anything good. Within that body of. It's also just not kind to say those things. Yeah,
I agree, and I would be interested in actually seeing what he actually said, like what is in print, you know, just to see what the context is and stuff. But yeah, I agree. I mean, there's no doubt that whoever takes his place will not probably have those same views, because those are just so antique at this point. It's like, if you still think that way, the only reason you would be in office of any sort would just be because of like a grandfather clause where you were there before things got more progressive.
Well, I think that he wrote it as a political move. Like, I think it's a political stunt. I think that he has like maybe like mayor on his mind or something. Like, he obviously has greater ideas, and now he is going to be this like, you know, like warrior of conservative rights in Georgia, which is like exactly what we don't need. Because like I think people have pretty much got that locked down. So it is very, I mean, it seems like a very like politically motivated thing to do. I don't like, it's not that those ideas aren't new. It's not that he like was like, oh, I'm thinking of some kind of like new knowledge that I need to put out there. He had to like, maybe this is what he planned all along.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, they say no press is bad press, right?
Yeah.
So if he does have grander political aspirations, then this would be a good move. Because then, I don't know, I'm sure the majority of the voting public in Georgia probably are closer to believing what he believes than not. Because, I mean, not everyone votes. So most of I think 5 million people live in Atlanta, and there's like 8 million total. So it's like the people who have been chosen usually don't fall. Oh, no. Are you okay?
Maybe I should find a more stable rock.
Yeah, let's take that as a...
This one, did it like completely fall
That was
over?
such a slow fall. I think so.
Did it?
It almost looked
How
like a
was
kneecap.
it?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe I'll sit right here.
Well, I kind of want to sit more in the sunlight.
Okay.
So, do you want to try sitting on that big, like...
Yeah, that's pretty flat.
Yeah, one looks good. It's a well-suited rock.
That was amazing.
That was so slow. That was like... I didn't know things in life could happen so slowly. I felt like you almost recovered, though, too. It was like
I did.
You weren't necessarily going to fall, but just gravity got the better of you.
This is solid. On solid ground I stand.
Nice.
Or whatever that hymnal is.
Speaking of which, yeah, I'm sure, what's his name? Mr. Fire Chief can tell us.
Yeah.
As long as it's one that also derides bestiality and homosexuality in the same breath.
That was amazing.
Thou shalt not lay with a dog as I would lay with one woman.
Okay, so...
Getting on to the
after
meat.
that...
Yeah. The near-death experience.
Are you going to squat the entire time?
I won't squat the whole time because I'll pass out.
Okay.
I'll lose blood to my brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually kind of have to slowly put blood back into my body from squatting, because if I just like stand up all of a sudden too quickly, like it's a total blood rush to the head and I'll get really like woozy. Although I had a bunch of food, so I think my blood pressure is pretty well in check right now.
Yeah.
But still.
You had 800 calories.
Yeah, 800 calories worth of coconut fries. Or sticks or something.
Coconut sticks.
Yeah, I wouldn't say fries. That gives the listener a bad idea. I wouldn't eat coconut fries, listener. Come on.
I would.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of gross.
It does sound gross.
Like it might be really good though.
Some drunk food or something. Midnight Zestos run.
So I guess we're on question 26.
Returning to the questions.
Of the love questions.
Can I go ahead and preface this at this point because the battery is low on this recorder, so we might have to like impromptu like turn it off. I have batteries, but it's just like, as you can see, it's down to the final bar, and I do believe it will flash when it gets really low. And so we can take that opportunity to take out the batteries and stuff. But I just wanted to kind of prep the listeners so that they don't freak out when there's all of a sudden this like stretch of silence, you know? I want them to know.
Yeah.
I'm a good communicator.
Know that, listener. Kenneth is a good communicator. Okay, so question 26 is complete this sentence.
Okay.
Quote, I wish I had someone with whom I could share ... end quote. I think this is maybe one of the most intimate of the questions.
For me, I would say the pursuit of the same passion.
Okay.
I think that's probably the most accurate.
Do you have like a specific passion in mind?
It would be cool if someone also wanted to become Scott Aukerman. Okay. And so we could both become Scott Aukerman together or something like that.
Okay. How old is he?
He is 44, I want to say.
Okay. So our generation does need one.
Yes. Yeah, because he'll be old soon. And he's had his time in the sun. He's done well. And he's still doing well. Sharp as a tack. A great interviewist. He wrote on Mr. Show. He does Between Two Ferns. I mean, he's got quite a repertoire.
Yeah.
He's got a hot wife, as he would say. My wife, I'm kind of, if you start talking about Scott Aukerman, I have to kind of become him a little bit.
Go ahead.
I just did. It was embarrassing.
Okay.
So, ceding the floor to you.
Okay. I really don't know. I wish I wish I had someone with whom I could share,
Coconut fries?
That would be you. I already have that person.
That's true.
I wish I had someone with whom I could share, like a, I don't know. I mean, there are answers, but they're pretty revealing. You know?
Yeah.
There are things that I would like to have someone around, do, like, I wish I had someone to cook with. Like, that's something that I really like to do, and I don't, like, I don't have anyone that I can share the kitchen with. It's pretty lame, though.
That's not lame.
Really...
No, I don't think this has to be like the end-all, be-all. Whatever answer comes to mind.
Yeah, because I don't... Yeah. I feel like I think there are, like, things that are just too... But it's just, like, too... I don't want to get too deep. Yeah, well, already.
I mean, I think, again, like, the first thought, best thought mentality, it's like... Okay. If we were to answer these questions tomorrow, they probably wouldn't be the same. Yeah. And so on and so forth. So it's just like, whatever is true of the time is good enough. And so for the kitchen, which I think is interesting because you recently applied for kind of not a kitchen position, but that thing. Well, did you apply for Little Tart Bakery?
Yeah, I did.
Shout out to Little Tart. Get her a job. Do you think that would kind of satisfy that a little bit, potentially, maybe?
Maybe.
Like if you had a bunch of cool people you liked and you guys were all cooking or something. That would be fun, I think.
It would be fun.
Whoopi Goldberg situation or something.
Yeah, I would really enjoy that. I actually, talked to my mom about it, and she was like, so you went to grad school to work in a kitchen? Question mark. Which,
smelling paint that you've just taken out?
No. It's just, I'm going to put some on where I just fell. Because it's, like, feeling a little raw. It's just some lotion. Oh,
that's a weird, container. It's, metallic.
Do you, the way things smell?
Not usually. No, I don't like that. No? It smells like the inside of a Hollister.
No, it doesn't.
Well,
When have you been in a Hollister?
I used to make...
used to frequent the Hollister?
I would make inroads into the possibility of becoming a prep in high school and middle school, really. I was unsure of who I was, which path I would take. Would I become a punk rocker, or would I succumb to the pressures of being popular?
You did neither of those.
Yeah, I chose the road less traveled.
Yeah.
As Groucho Marx said, I think, I came to the fork in the road, and I took it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Oh, really?
No. Did you just make that up?
No, I think Groucho Marx said it.
That's really cool.
It's a funny thing, yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's it's funny, but it's, there's some meat to it.
Yeah, Beck, I think all of his humor kind of has a tinge of actual, it's like wisdom, but it's presented in a humorous way. And these days people are just as stupid as possible, and it's all about dick jokes and making fun of gay people. What's that guy who's does that song "I'm on a Boat"? Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg.
His stuff to me is not funny at all. I think that humor is so stupid.
Did you see his roast of James Franco though?
No.
That's actually funny.
I do enjoy people who make fun of other people. So
the roast of James Franco is basically my favorite thing on YouTube. It's free, and I watch it probably once every 2 weeks.
We need to pick me up.
Yeah,
well, at least everyone hates
funny.
James Franco.
It's so funny.
I love the picture of him falling asleep in Columbia University, I guess, where he's studying literature or something. It was I don't know. It was some meme that Erica sent me. It was I don't know if it was winning. It was a picture of I don't know what it was. I wanted to say we should for this episode make the cover photo of the fire that you just showed me.
Oh yeah.
So people can look at that and be like, oh, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess. Okay.
Onward and upwards.
These are just getting more and more. Okay.
When was the first time you had sex? And how long did it last?
27. If you are going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important for him or her to know.
Sometimes I get really focused when I'm doing a task, and I might seem like I hate you.
Okay.
Because I'm so focused and I'm just so direct. But it's just something I do with everyone.
Mine's similar. Which I feel like you got to see a little bit of it on Wednesday night, actually.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I'm kind of a dick. If I get in these moods, which I contribute to my father, I feel like it's almost something that's you feel that when you get in those moods, you've described those to me before as
I'm trying to move my hat so the sun's not directly in my eyes.
You look so ridiculous.
Yeah, though. This vest probably doesn't help. Ooh, that's not good. So your
Shall
dad.
I continue?
Yeah, sorry.
There's a piece of glitter on your upper lip that's really distracting me.
I put that there so I could hopefully get a free drink at Dancing Goats, because there's a bunch of guys there. I make those pouty lips. Can I have a green tea, please?
Is that your pouty lips?
That's the preamble.
Show me your sexy face. Like if
I
you're
don't have a
trying to
sexy
seduce
face.
someone.
I don't have one. My sexy face would probably just look like a very scary, this person's trying to have sex with me face.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have a sexy face. I never tried it. Probably just be like a Larry David kind of smirk, where it's just like, come on, let's cut out the pretense. We both know why we're here.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you've said to me before that when you get into that zone or whatever, you feel like it's a very innate thing about yourself. Like you would try to change it, but you don't feel like it's necessarily a good thing to change because you feel like it is just like a big part of who you are.
Yeah, it's not possible to change. I'd
right.
say. Yeah.
I get into these moods where, and it doesn't happen very often, but I'm just a terror to be around, and nothing anybody can say to me is right, and I'm really combative, and just go for the jugular, and have no mercy and no grace, and yeah, and so it's not. I can be very unpleasant.
Dicks of a feather flock together.
I guess so.
Yeah.
We've got each other.
Yep. Until we get mad.
I wonder what would happen if we were both in those moods at the same time.
So I would have to be working on my bike or trying to fix my computer historically, or trying to record a song maybe.
Okay.
I get really focused and very short temper. Like as soon as anything goes wrong, it's just like I just want to smash my fists and scream whatever cuss word will make me feel the most relieved, which I find in those situations none of them do. I can't say any word that really I just want to punch something, not a person. I just want to break something. I want to physically transfer my frustration into the destruction of an object.
Have you ever broken something?
Oh yeah. I've broken computers, I've broken windshields. I've broken 2 windshields in cars, because something will happen and I'll just punch the windshield up. Twice I've done that. And it's so satisfying when you punch it, and it's my own car, so it doesn't matter. But, my dad wasn't happy. But I just get so fucking mad, and then I'll just can't even help myself, just punch, It's like a Tourette's of the limbs or something. But if you break your windshield, you feel so good. It's it feels good.
And then you feel like you have to pay a lot of money to get
I
to
didn't.
one.
Nope. No, I did not. I did get pulled over once. Funny story. This was really weird, actually. This is a side note. But when I was in high school, at some point, I saw Grandpa. Asterisks. Ask Rick. Just go ask Risk about it. Squirrel? Coral. Okay. Anyway. Carl Merle Durrell. Herschel. I saw Grandpa, and then I decided to dress up in business clothes and wear glasses, and I went to the Hindu temple in Lilburn and just walked around and looked at all the stuff. Have you been to the?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, is Viraj of that Hindu
His
branch?
family is.
Are they really?
Converted to Christianity.
Oh, that's nice.
In college.
Jesus appreciates his vote. But yeah, that temple is amazing, and especially if you have Grandpa there to guide you through, it's extra amazing. And I felt kind of sacrilegious going there. I didn't want to enter there without the right intentions, so I was just trying to be very venerable and proper and everything. And people were actually helping me, telling me where to go. And as soon as the people who were there started being nice to me, I felt like it was okay and I could proceed without polluting the environment. But yeah, long story short, did that. That was weird. But I also got pulled over that day because I had the broken windshield, and a policeman pulled me over, and he's like, that's obstructing your vision. That actually sounded a lot like Hunter S. Thompson. Didn't mean to do that. But so that was the only time when I felt like I had to replace it because I got pulled over. It's a long story.
Yeah.
Number 27. Tell your partner a long story that they don't want to hear. If they stick around.
Tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you've just met.
I like that face. I guess I'll go first because I don't think you want to. And you probably need the extra time to think of like a few nice things to come up with.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've said this before, and I'll say it again, or as Harris Whittles would say.
I've said before that I've said it before, and I'll say it again before.
That's pretty close.
And I will say it again before again.
Yeah.
That I've said before again that I will say it again.
Again. Yeah, perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. Oh yeah, well, I mean, since the first time we met each other, I feel like it's been like a very, very open, like this question, I don't even really feel like it applies, because I feel like our level of knowing each other and of friendship and everything is like, it's almost laughable to take a question like this and try to explain it to each other, because it's like, we're already on the same page. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you try to point out one thing, it's like you feel kind of lame, because it's like, oh, but this is cool. Because I feel like we both already know. But the openness and the honesty, honest tea, as in the drink.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite thing about you. Just that it allows for so much more. Like, it's not just I wouldn't say there's a single thing that I like, but I like the fact that when we're together, it's like with some people, they're like a closed book, you know? There's only so many pages you can turn to. But with you, it's like I have yet to come to that page where it's like, oh, that's off limits, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's my favorite thing.
Okay.
So it's one thing that encompasses all of it.
Yeah.
So good luck saying something as good as that.
It's not going to happen. I would like to say ditto.
There you go. Enough said.
I do like how expressive your face is, though. That's something that I really enjoy about you, because I feel like everything is just right here.
Yeah. That's true. I don't like to dance, so I'm never moving my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
I'm a person confined to the face. I'd make a good paraplegic, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like I wouldn't.
If you had locked-in syndrome or something.
It wouldn't be a big deal.
Had missed your face.
Yeah.
You'd be able to communicate everything.
If I did have that, do you think I could get like a two-wheeled wheelchair, like a bicycle style, like a recumbent bicycle wheelchair?
Of course.
Okay. Then I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I couldn't move my legs, but I probably wouldn't have much of an appetite either, so I'd probably look about the same.
You could just get your hot wife to like push you like as she's running or something. Like you could just get a stroller basically for an adult.
You're making this sound a lot less cool.
But I said you have a hot wife.
Yeah, she needs to like respect my time, you know. Like I need to get out there by myself and just kind of work, because I don't, you know.
Without your legs?
It's like what Joe Rogan says. You know, I'm a different man pre-post workout. I mean, I gotta have my time. I gotta get in there. I gotta do my time. Gotta sweat my sweat. I don't want to be going slow because my wife is like winded or something because she decided to have like an extra Taco Bell that week or something.
I feel like if you have a wife who stays with you, even though nothing on your body works, it would be the cruelest thing to be like, oh yeah, like on your computer, like type it out, like you are winded, like
leave me now.
Fuck Taco Bell, like what? Like that's so mean. That's such a mean thing to say.
I'm a mean person. I mean, I'm
completely fine with that, but like, I also am not like your hot wife. Yeah. So that's like, I feel like.
You're saying I should be a little bit more appreciative, but you know, in the moment, you know, when I'm mid workout, you can't expect me to be rational. I mean, it's just like Joe Rogan says, just completely different man pre and post workout, and so it's just like I got to have that animalistic time where I'm just not being rational. I'm just trying to get my athletic nut and get out of there, you know. I'm trying to cuddle with it. I'm just trying to get in there, trying to do some Spartan-style business, kicking representatives from other countries down into wells and just like laughing at them as they fall and tumble to their death, and just hoping that they had a family that will miss them, and just feel good about being a man. Sweating.
Yeah.
Cutting myself.
Right on.
Just not cutting myself actively, but like falling off my bike and being like, yes, this feels good. Like I want to see blood. And I want to be rough.
Well, there's nothing that I could say that could ever measure up to that monologue, so.
Well, I don't agree.
Share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life.
Wait, what was the last question that we just did?
Tell your partner what you like about them.
Oh, okay.
Be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you've just met.
I was very long-winded.
Yeah.
We're never going to get through these questions.
I feel like we've, kind of given up in a way.
In a way, yeah. It's just, getting through them at this point.
Yeah, the tenderness that was, there, the first questions is, completely maybe gone, or...
Do you think it would be exhausting, though, to go back to that every time we met each other, we would be going right back to that kind of a thing?
It would be exhausting. I might maybe even dread it.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, God, I gotta go be so emotional.
Yeah, I also... I feel like not that there's ever been pretense between us, but I feel like you've seen me in some pretty strange moods recently, and so it would be a little bit weird if I was all of a sudden, instead of being that way, just very sweet and open.
It would yeah, I mean, I guess I would respect it if that would just seem... I think what it was is just that's the mode we were in at that time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and right now I'm just kind of, I don't know.
I like it when people want to say the word blasé, but they say instead laissez-faire. And I'm like, you are so stupid. Come on. That's a style of economics, and the word you're looking for is blasé. But you're thinking laissez.
I'm just very laissez.
I'm just very laissez. That's what
it sounds like somebody saying lazy, but a French person trying to speak English.
You're so laissez. Yeah.
Another thing that I do like about you is your voices.
Like the schizophrenic ones, or the ones that I let out?
The ones that you say, when you're doing Weekend Review and you and Jake do voices.
Yeah.
I really like that. I've never liked people doing voices before. That's not my humor.
Yeah.
But I think it's really funny and interesting. Mostly maybe just because I can't see you when you're doing it, and so I have no idea what's going on physically.
Yeah.
And so it's very entertaining to try to imagine what's the theater of the mind, as you call it.
That's what Jake calls it.
Okay, as Jake calls it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Jake.
Shout out to Jake. He's probably not listening.
Well,
he's asleep. He's always asleep.
He's not listening right now.
He'll never be listening.
Okay.
Maybe he will. Hey, I don't know. He's definitely not listening right now.
What if he just poked his head over that bridge?
He's like, fuck you, dude. I'm fucking listening. I got this fucking, sonar thing. I imagine him poking his head over, and he's got headphones on and, a little cone to, harvest, spies do. Yeah. Fuck you, dude.
So good.
That would be hilarious. He kind of looks like a deranged guy who would do that.
Yeah.
If he was walking around with that setup, I would think he was crazy.
How tall is he? Is he shorter than you?
He's definitely shorter than I am. I want to say he's about your height.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's going to make him mad or not.
Oh, I'm tallish for a woman.
Is that going to make him feel better? He is as tall as a tall woman.
I mean, if it makes him feel any better, most of my guy friends are about my height. You're one of the taller ones. You and my friend Ben, who basically is too tall for my tastes.
Too tall for comfort.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the tallest I got. I don't like basketball players or anything. So I like shorter men. They're more manageable.
Shorter men?
Shorter men.
More manageable.
Yeah.
Like sheep.
I feel like I could take them if I needed to. Not in a sexual way, in a
But you could if you needed.
I could
sexually,
wrestle them if they were being terrible or something.
Right.
I would have a chance. I don't like tall men because their limbs are I wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah, we always have that reach. We can get the stick that we need to hit you in the head with, or we can call the police by reaching over and dialing the numbers on the phone or whatever. Mm-hmm.
You almost got impaled there.
Well,
Vlad the Impaler. Okay,
Sarah
let's move on.
Okay. What number are we on?
we're supposed to share embarrassing moments.
Geez, a recent embarrassing.
Do you get embarrassed?
Not too often. It's been a while since I've really felt like embarrassed for an extended period of time. Embarrassing moments.
I have one.
Okay.
So I was drunk at Normal Bar.
Mm-hmm. So this is a little while ago.
Yeah, this was months and months and months
Yeah.
ago. And I was there with my friend Erin, I think, and I was there with somebody, but they left. Mm-hmm. And there was a group of PhDs, like human geography PhDs, and they had a guest lecturer.
Yeah.
Who was like this, like, kind of like older guy, he's probably like 45 or something. And I walked up to the group of people, and I knew most of them. And I was like, like, hey, everybody. And I saw this guy that I didn't know who he was, and he was just kind of like standing there. And I was like, well, like, who the fuck are you? And he was like, I'm so-and-so. Like, who the fuck are you? And I was like, I'm Lindsay fucking Glass. And,
was it Neil Diamond?
well, somebody, like, pulled me, like, away, like, a couple minutes ago, and I was like, that's so-and-so. And I was like, who? And they're like, so-and-so, like, the predominant human geographer.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is not the embarrassing part.
Okay.
So as the night goes on, he and I, like, do some shots and are just, like, talking. And
all is forgiven.
all is forgiven. Everyone's, like, trying to, like, talk about their, like, future. Like, everybody wants to, like, do a postdoc with him, and like he's a really big deal, like, talking about his book. Everyone's trying to have, like, this really, and all he really wanted to do was, like, drink Jack Daniels and, like, have stupid conversation with me. So everyone was, like, getting, like, more and more, like, mad with me as the night went on, because he was kind of, like, ignoring them and just, like, joking around. And I think they really felt like it was a missed opportunity just because I had, like, shown up. And then a couple nights later, I was back at Normal Bar, and I saw this guy that I kind of had, like, a friend crush on. And he was like, oh, I heard so-and-so, like, almost took you home the other night. And I just, like, went, like, beet red. Like, first of all, I had Faraj, I had a partner.
Right.
And I didn't know if this guy had, like, told people that I almost went home with him, or if, like, the people that were there had just, like, made it up, basically, and, like, told everyone that I was, like, flirting and that I almost went home with him. Yeah. But it was just, like, this moment of, like, that wouldn't have happened if I were a guy. Like,
he's gotten high fives or something.
Yeah, like, I mean, well, no one would have, like, said that if I were just a guy doing the same thing that I had done with him. Right. And so I just felt like this, like, intense moment of, like, it was, like, almost, like, woman baiting. Like, it was just, like, you have these, like, sexual organs, like, you must have been, like, flirting with him or trying to go home with him or whatever, when that was not my intention at all. I was just, like, having a good time. And I was like, it was humiliating. It was not embarrassing. Jeez. And I, like, felt like it was a really, like, poor moment for whoever started that rumor. Yeah. Just because it's, like, such a progressive field, and they were, like, doing these really shitty, like, this really shitty behavior to a co-human.
Yeah, I think when people are in situations that are inscrutable, we'll just use the most easy rationalization for that situation. So if a man and a woman are together, it's like sex. Yeah. Whereas if you actually really got to know everything about that situation, it might be conceivable that it was something else, but especially if you're not happy with that person anyway, you probably just go for the lowest common denominator. People are stupid.
Low blow.
Yeah.
Below the belt, for sure.
People are dumb. As Rancid said, some people are poison. That's true.
Good one.
Yeah. I mean, for me, an embarrassing moment. I feel like I could kind of just go to bodily things that have happened.
Have you like gotten a boner and like a
Yes.
classic time?
I've never been able to get a boner that I wasn't able to recover from.
That's good.
Like I've always been able to get my stuff together before I have to stand up again. Just like, calmly be like, okay, we can do this. Like take deep breaths, think about non-bonerizing things.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I do have a preoccupation and a fear that I don't have my fly up and that my penis might be sticking out.
Okay.
That's never actually come to pass, but I am
What's happening right now?
I check my zipper a lot. Like I'll just like lift up on it and make sure it's okay. And like only if I have like a couple drinks or something would I say I ever sometimes don't remember to zip up. But if my penis was hanging out when I was drunk, I probably wouldn't care. I'd probably just roll with it.
Well, something that was embarrassing for you that happened earlier today was that you didn't put the toilet seat down.
Oh, I meant to. I was just thinking about other stuff. It was actually, to be fair, it was up when I got in. And I didn't know if you would hold that against me.
I did. Yeah.
We went to Trader Joe's, and we both used the same restroom. And to be fair, when I went in, the seat was up. And I only had to pee. So I was like, okay. And I actually did have the thought to put it down. I just forgot. I was looking at the calendar.
Did you put it down when you were at home?
Yeah, totally. But a public toilet, I'm a little less happy to be touching,
Well, do you think it made me happy to touch it?
All I know is that I didn't have to touch it. And so the world keeps spinning.
There's the caring Kenneth I know.
Yeah,
Thank you. That's really nice.
Dicks of a feather. Geez, are we still doing questions?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, so I don't know.
Let's just do it. Let's just get it over with.
Okay, I pooped my pants a couple years ago.
Really?
I wasn't embarrassing, but it's the only thing I can think of.
What?
Okay, well, this is a real story. And it actually happened close to where we're sitting.
Okay.
So dare I say shitting. But basically, I was in college, and I went out to eat. I used to have lunch with my mom a lot.
Uh-huh.
And so I would bike over, and I'd meet her, and I used to drink so much coffee back in, like, freshman and sophomore. Well, it was freshman year. Like, I would drink, like, a pot. I would drink a pot before noon, Like, I would just have tons of coffee, and I would just drink it anytime it was available. Anyone who had it really kind of messed up my nervous system a little bit. Like, I was just kind of always on edge. But went to my mom's place of work, which is close to here, and drank more coffee while I was waiting for her to, like, finish up so we could go to lunch. And then when we came back, I had, like, a burrito or something that would facilitate the movement of the bowel system.
Yeah.
And, like, I just went to the bathroom before I was going to say bye to my mom, and I was just peeing, and I felt a fart coming on, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to shoot this one off. And so I farted, but it was actually more than just a fart. It was like I shit my pants.
Was it like liquid?
Yeah.
Damn.
And I was like, oh my God. I was wearing shorts. So my first course of action was immediately to spread my legs so that it wouldn't drip down my legs and, like, get on my shoes and stuff. But it did actually get on my socks. Like, it was just like, I was like, I had to throw away my underwear, and, like, the thing about it that was so gross too is I had to bike home. Like, so it was a summer, it was like a summer-ish day. It was warm. Oh, no. And so I was, like, biking with no underwear, and there were shit stains on my pants. And there were points when I was going home, I was like, if anyone's looking at my butt, like, they're going to see that it's wet, and maybe even, like, see that it's, like, discolored and wet. Because I think I was probably wearing khakis, Like, I don't usually get darker colored shorts or whatever, but that was embarrassing. But then it was kind of freeing at a time, because I was like, well, you know what, this happened. It's just a bodily thing.
Yeah.
I can't help it. I have a good attitude about it, so hopefully no one uses that against me.
Yeah.
And then I took a really nice shower when I got home, and, like, threw all those clothes.
Did it smell?
I'm sure, yeah. I mean, I did my best to clean it, but, I mean, it soaks into the fabric, and then, especially when it's liquid like that, it was gross. I felt like those people, like, again, I guess I'll have to go to India, like, people in India that I've seen, like, living in shanty towns and, like, villages that they've constructed from taking stuff out of, like, garbage heaps in the bigger cities, and then they just have, like, they're just dirty,
Yeah.
I felt dirty.
Wow.
I felt like I had nothing. But it was cool, because then, like Tyler Durden says, losing all hope is freedom. And so I lost all hope that I could be a decent human being as I shittily biked home. But then I realized, well, this is as low as it gets. can only go up from here. Then I got
Did
drunk.
you keep those pants?
I don't believe so. No, I think I threw them away.
You could just wash them.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't have much tolerance for poop as a substance. So I think
What are you gonna do when you have a baby?
I'll throw the baby away.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't throw it out with the bathwater, but I will throw it out with its own diapers. Yeah. Just, in and out.
All right.
Yeah. If the first time it makes a mess, it's selling it to the circus.
Gone.
It's gone.
That's a great story.
Hey, I mean, I'm not complaining. I don't know if you heard the last part, but I said I got drunk that night.
Oh, yeah?
I got to drink a little bit. Yeah, this is when I first started drinking. So I drank later that night. And there's pictures, actually. Actually, no, I think that was in the winter time because I'm wearing like a jacket and I was wearing pants, which was irregular, but it was because I threw my shorts away. Mm. So.
Do you generally have like one pair of each?
Yeah.
Like, how many pairs of shorts do you have right now?
I would say if you consider a pair of athletic shorts that I never wear, 3.
Okay, so you have these.
I have these. I have the ones I used to wear before these, and then I have a pair of athletic shorts that I've had since high school. And then I have a pair of jeans, and then I had the pair of jeans that I used to wear before the current pair.
You still have those? You didn't throw them away?
Right. I keep them for rainy days.
Okay.
Like literally rainy days. I'm not like nostalgic type shit. Like just if it's wet and I don't want to get my good jeans wet.
Okay. Cool.
It's pretty cool. I don't know if you can handle it. You can rewind it though and listen if you want to hear that again.
Well, I mean, I don't have many clothes either. You probably aren't the type of person that notices these things, but I mean, maybe you are. I don't know.
I've definitely seen this shirt before.
Yeah,
for what it's worth.
This is basically, I wear this probably 3 or 4 days a week, and I wear these jeans every day of the week. I have like one nice outfit, which is like a black skirt that I wear if I go out and like want to look like nice.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
Yeah.
Which is really like, it doesn't look very nice. It looks like maybe I'm going to a job interview or something, or just got back from a job interview that I was really poorly dressed for. Yeah.
So
Simplicity.
Yeah, it's like Thoreau says, simplify.
I wouldn't want to shock someone and wear something different. At this point, Viraj, like, if I wear something out of the normal, he's like, what?
Something's going on.
He just doesn't know. He's like, are you cheating on me?
Yeah.
Why do you look nice? Are you cheating on me?
I was looking at this magazine yesterday while I was waiting for a bathroom at Aurora, and it was for Complex or something like that, and Jennifer Lopez was on the cover. And I was looking through and I was seeing all these guys dressed in like really nice clothes, and I was just thinking, man, I'm just never going to do that.
Really?
Yeah, just like I was thinking, I have a very distinct style just by accident because I wear the things all the time that I do, and then also don't have much of a flair for style anyway. So I inadvertently become as recognizable and as flagrant as they are, but for a different reason.
Viraj said something really funny about you the other day. He was basically like, does Kenneth wear that orange jacket all the time, like every day? And I was like, yeah, every day. And he was like, man, I would shoot you in the head if you wore that thing every day.
That's funny.
Yeah. I think that he's like okay with me wearing the same things every day just because it's not like wholly like unappealing. Like it's not like a potato sack or anything.
I should start wearing one of those.
Yeah, it's not like I used to wear this shirt that was this color, but it was my dad's shirt from the 70s, and it had like moth holes in it.
Yeah.
And it was like holes everywhere, and he hated that. Like it was his worst nightmare. But he's actually the more stylish of the two of us, I would say.
I could see that, yeah, because I think appearances matter a lot to him. He's a very business kind of guy, and I think you have to have at least a passing interest in preserving the way you look if you're in that kind of a world.
One time I went to his office to get something signed.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't remember when, but he wouldn't let me like go back into his, like I hadn't showered that day or something. My hair was kind of messy, and I was just wearing like jeans and probably this shirt, and
there's like
he wouldn't
chance.
He like wouldn't let me go back, and I was like, is it because like civilians aren't allowed back there? Or he was like, no, I just don't want people to see you. Like basically I was like an embarrassment to him because I looked not good.
You were out of place, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't wearing any makeup and
Yeah.
just looked kind of disheveled.
Like, who's this homeless woman coming in here to bother Viraj? Yeah.
Oh, that's his wife.
Interesting. Yeah.
That doesn't paint him in a very good light, though. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Well, I think what it reminds me of is Mad Men, you know? Like, I think there is some episode where, like, someone, maybe Peggy, when she's dating that weirdo guy, that like, radical kind of guy, I think she did the same kind of thing, where she's like, you can't come in here doing what you're doing, because, like, I mean, when we're together, it's fine, because I love you, but it's like, you coming in here, there's, like, a certain sort of protocol, and if you're not, like, it makes me look weird for you to come in here like this, and, like, I need you to respect that and love me.
Yeah.
And respect what I'm saying, because I respect you.
Yeah.
So in that light, I think Viraj is just exhibiting something that can't be, it's not unique to him. I think it's unique to anyone in that world. So he's not bad for doing it.
No.
It's the status quo.
Status quo.
Status quo. Status quo. Number 36.
31. I can see 36, though, now. It's so close. So let's just do it.
Okay.
Tell your partner something that you like about them already.
Damn
These
it,
are
this is,
getting
like,
old.
repetitive.
I know.
Okay, I like that we're almost done with these questions.
Okay.
What's yours?
I don't know. I don't feel creative enough to come up with something. I've, like, already... Everyone who's listening to this knows that I like Kenneth.
Unless they're, developmentally challenged, I'd say.
Yeah.
In which case, just rewind it.
I would not be hanging out with you right now if I didn't like you. I would just be alone. So that's,
We
I
can
think,
be
a vote
alone.
of confidence.
Yeah. Alone together.
What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about?
I actually was excited about this question
Yeah.
because I don't think anything in the right company is too serious to joke about, because I have friends and... Okay, I have friends. And with some of these
Doesn't
friends...
sound like you believe yourself.
No, I don't. Yeah, I've got friend. But with certain friends, I mean, honestly, as long as the intention is there and you know the person, I don't think there's anything that's too serious to be joked about. But I think you have to know your audience.
I think you're wrong.
I thought that this might be a position of...
All right, these are the things that are too serious to be joked about.
One.
Rape.
Okay.
Don't say okay. Like, it's...
In the right environment, I think that everything is funny. I mean, I'm not... It depends what the
tell
joke
me
is.
a good rape joke.
I could look one up. I don't particularly like them. I think they're very distasteful. But if someone says something that's funny in the time, like if Jake said something, which I would probably say he'd be a prime candidate for making one of those types of jokes.
I mean, I turned that episode off when it was like all you're talking about was like child pornography.
I didn't really like that.
That's also something too serious. Like, I just couldn't listen to it. Like, I felt like I needed to fucking shower after I listened to that. That's not funny. That is a thing that ruins people's lives, and I'm not going to get on a soapbox, but that's not funny. Rape is not funny. I've heard one funny rape joke.
That's more than
and
zero.
It was made by a woman.
Okay.
It's made by Amy Schumer.
This is so far very sexist of you at this point.
Do you know who
I know who Amy Schumer is? Yeah.
And she said, do you know what's the hardest part about being a female comic? And she, like, looked on the audience, she's like, anybody? Well, it's the rape. And, like, that's funny, but it's, like, also because that's not true.
Right. Well, okay, I don't like to hear a joke that's, like, it almost sounds like a true story more than a joke, you know? Like, I didn't like the child porn pedophile stuff that Jake was doing either for that episode. I didn't think it was funny because I feel like it's a trope that some people take out when they need an easy laugh or something.
But that's like, who laughs about that anymore? It's like,
Some
you don't want to
do.
be aligned with the people that laugh at those jokes. Like, if
don't
that's your
necessarily.
audience, then you need to find a new audience.
I agree. However, I feel like along with the easy laughs of like gay jokes and poop and pee jokes, I mean, it's just like it's such a taboo subject that if you approach it at all, you can get a reaction, and if you spin it well, I guess you can get a laugh too. But I mean, there are definitely tasteless jokes. I actually heard some Comedy Bang Bang recently that had like child molestation as one of the. I think they were playing Would You Rather, and like it was like I don't remember what the two situations were, but like one of them was like had to do with molestation somehow, and I was kind of surprised because they don't usually go that far down. Like the
Who is there?
I don't even remember who the guest was. It might have been John Hamm and the guy who plays Harry from Mad Men. I don't remember.
What a gross little face that man has.
The guy who plays Harry? Mm-hmm. You think so? Furtive? I think he's like a little like badger or something. Yeah.
He's just like a squished up little face. Like, he looks like he would make a joke about child molestation,
and then
which is not a nice thing to say about somebody.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, it might be for a deeper reason even than that. Maybe he was molested, or maybe he's a molester. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
You don't want to defame him on
I just
territories?
don't think it's cool. Like, be funnier. Come on.
No, I agree with that. Because someone like Paul F. Tompkins, I don't think he would never stoop to that level of having to resort to a joke that's not really funny, but it is something that can elicit a reaction. Sometimes it's just like, I can't believe you said that, and that's enough to make it funny. Like, if you say something so wrong and just so out there and so like so bad, you know, it can flip the script where it's like it's so bad it's good. And I don't agree with those either, but I can't deny that sometimes I laugh at them. Like, I don't know, like Bill Burr and like all those like ultra kind of masculine comedians who are like, he's not really that masculine, but people who talk about women in a really weird way that seems kind of sexist and too old-fashioned. I don't really think that stuff is funny, but sometimes they make something, like a little quip that I do think is funny. But in general, I prefer humor that's a little bit more clever.
Well, I mean, I guess, like, the problem I take with that is that I would much rather, like, listen to a man talk realistically about, like, male-female interaction, because, like, what's really funny is if you're a woman, like, guys, I feel like guys walk around and they either, like, have this mindset of, like, I'm, like, very, like, sexual and desired, or no one wants me at all. Like, I feel like those are the two, basically, like, the two mindsets. And, like, I feel like there are a few guys out there who are like, I'm okay. But mostly it's like, people want me, or, like, no one wants me at all. And, like, the female experience is completely different, because you are basically, like, the hunted, not to, like, victimize women, because I
has
feel
a song
like...
about that.
Yeah, but Louis C.K. has that joke about, like, basically, like, a woman agreeing to go on a date with a man is, like, the most dangerous thing she could ever do, because, like, men are responsible for, like, 98% of the bad shit that happens to women. And,
only 98%?
Right?
I would think it'd be way more than that.
It's like talking about a woman getting in a car with a man. It's like, what are you doing? Like, don't, like, get out of the car.
Yeah.
But, like, that's funny, because it's true.
Yeah.
It's not, like, you, like, while, like, I don't... Anyway, men who make those kinds of jokes, like the hyper-masculine jokes, just think too much of themselves.
I would say, on the whole, if that is the only thing that they think is funny, then I will not like that person and their style of humor. But if it's an occasional thing peppered in there, like a chocolate bar with sea salt, where it's just every once in a while you taste it and you recognize it.
Just a little fleck.
Yeah, because, you know, humans are just a big bundle of mess.
Honestly, if I had more energy, I'd probably, like, fight you a little more on this, but, like,
Throw me in the water.
I kind of, like, I'm sympathetic to what you're saying. Maybe I'm getting to know you too well, because I'm actually, like, okay, yeah.
I just want to be fair, and I don't want to pretend like I'll never laugh at a rape joke, because I might. I want you to know that about me. And I might laugh if someone makes
I don't like that, but, you know, whatever.
These questions have prepared you to accept it.
Yeah, I don't think it's funny at all. I think that it's just too serious to be joked about.
What if it's, like, a totally fictitious thing? Like, I think I've heard people talk about, like, I don't know, Colonel Sanders raping Ronald McDonald.
I don't like that word.
Okay, so it's just the...
It's a triggering word.
Kind of like
it's not a word just to throw around. Like, what was it? It was, like, popular a couple years ago. I'd be like, yeah, I just raped that test. Like...
Oh, yeah.
Expand your vocabulary, for Christ's sake. Like, if that's the only word that you can think of, like a word that for many women and men, like, is completely triggering and brings up a lot of thoughts and a lot of history and a lot of, like, things that, like, could and have, like, ruined lives.
Yeah.
Like, you're just an idiot. Like, you're a dumb idiot.
Like, at least put an adverb in front of it, like savagely raped that test or something. That
was a rape joke.
That was
smiled.
a rape joke. I appreciate that smile, because I I wanted to say it sooner because it would have been more appropriate, but I didn't want to interrupt you because I think you're making a good point. I mean, I agree with you. And that's, I think what we're discussing here is the reason, unfortunately, why it's funny. Because it does bother people. And if you enjoy bothering people, then you can enjoy the joke. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's not good, but it might be true.
Yeah. I just think that...
It's not a good-natured joke.
Well, I just think that, like, part of humor is creativity. It is, like, looking at the world in a different way.
Right.
And that is, like, that type of thing, like rape jokes or like whatever, is basically like what's been happening in the world for millennia. Like it's
right.
and not just like men to women, but how we treat the world, like how we treat the earth, like how we treat resources. Like it is like truly like a devastating human behavior of just like savagely taking advantage of and ruining things, or like just harming them in a really, really terrible way that they have no control over. And like that to me is not creative. It's not a new way of looking at things.
Right.
It's old hat.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you just like, I don't know. Like, wouldn't be one of my top 20 people to save if, like, everyone else in the world had to die, if, like, that's all you have to contribute.
Yeah.
Because it is indicative of a mindset, you know?
Or at least a sympathy towards a mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, a bunch of bros, like, sure, you think it's funny.
Yeah.
But it's not. And if you had a vagina, you definitely wouldn't think it was funny.
True.
Unless you want to be in the boys' club.
Oh, yeah, interesting. I never thought of it like that, but yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, well, I guess Sarah Silverman is in the boys' club then.
She's totally in the boys' club.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect her for it.
Yeah, me too. She
does it.
She's got a good hand. Plays a good hand. She gives good handies.
She's, I mean, you know, like, she makes terrible jokes about women.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, it's her shtick, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, she does it tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, totally. I think if you sat down with her, she would be like, no, I don't really think that. But it's the only way I can... Well, it's not the only way.
No,
but it's
I mean, I don't even...
way.
I think she's doing it, like, in a subversive way. Like, I think that she's, like, making these jokes and she's laughing at the people who are laughing. Like, I feel like she's making these jokes and it's just, like, looking at the people who are laughing and it's just, like... You're idiots. Like,
yeah.
All of you who think that's funny, like, this is, like,
yeah.
my joke on you.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, it's the only way to expose how fucked up it is if you hear it from a woman. Because then it's like, oh, wow, well, this actually makes me feel uncomfortable. And then she's like, yeah, it always makes me feel uncomfortable, woman or man. So it's like, if it's only the matter of delivery that's making you feel uncomfortable, then maybe you should realize what you're actually saying. I could see that.
Solid discussion of that, I would say.
Good, best question so far.
Go Kenneth and Lindsay.
High five.
Your hands are very dry.
Oh, yeah, I love it. All the stuff you've been saying so far, you've named 2 Bjork songs and everything you've said.
Really?
Yeah, one is called The Hunted, which I think is about, like, men who pursue women, and then another one is human behavior. I've had Bjork on the mind. And also, I think it should be said that you've had some experience at the Crisis Center, right?
Yeah.
So you have a definitely more informed opinion and experience.
Like, I don't think that, and this is like a really like brash and terrible thing to say, but like until you've basically like been on the floor of a bathroom with a woman who is retching because she can't get her head right with what just happened to her,
yeah.
I don't think you should fucking joke about it. Like, it's a very real thing to me because
yeah.
I've seen not only like the most disturbing thing is like not that it happens, but like the culture around how it happens and the very real fact that most people that it happens to don't feel that they have the like capacity or power to fight it and like do something about it, like
right.
do some kind of legal action against that person. Like, it's just so, I mean, it's just such a, it's
suppressive, to say the least.
Yeah, it's a terrible, terrible thing that happens, that is, and so it's like not, It's just not funny. I mean, you know,
I think we should...
12-year-old girls, maybe
Yeah.
we should move on.
No, I was going to say, I think that you should have the last word on that. I think that should be... I think, like you said, that was a good argument, a good discussion, but I think ultimately you having the last word on that is probably the best way to leave it.
Okay. I feel good about that.
And I think we should take this opportunity to go ahead and take a break in this episode.
We'll change the batteries?
Not yet, actually. I want to try to ride these out, but we could walk a little further down, maybe.
Okay.
See if the environment changed, because there's some train tracks further down that we could sit on that might be a little bit more comfortable.
Sure.
What question are we on?
33. We're about to do
Wow.
33. Almost there.
Almost there.
There's 36. So.
Wow. We're like over halfway there. Totally.
I'm nervous about walking on these rocks again. I skinned my arm a little bit.
Oh, jeez. Oh, was that when you fell? The slowest fall in recorded
I wish
history.
you had a video of that.
I wish. If this is a video podcast.
Slow motion.
You wouldn't even have
slow
to.
motion tumble.
You might actually have to like fast forward it to watch it at like an agreeable frame rate, because it was so slow. It's like, no, like you could have cooked a 4-course meal before you hit the ground, you know.
I fall a lot though. Like both my knees are just like pretty much like brown. Like they have lots of scars on them because I've fallen so much.
Yeah, I've got some scars on my knees. Got some stories to tell.
For sure.
The scars are Mother Nature's tattoos, you know.
It's kind of fun to fall though, isn't it?
Yeah, like I said, when I'm ultra masculine feeling, I like to hurt my body. I don't know if that's the same thing. It's not fun. It's actually just kind of invigorating to see blood.
Yeah. Well.
We'll be right back.
You've been listening to
A production of
the Podcast Empire. Spread the word.